Lesson 5, the Restoration Protocol, the 5-step framework for reclaiming your success code. Let me share the exact moment I consciously reclaimed my natural success mindset after years of having it systematically destroyed. After losing my company, my apartment, and nearly everything else, I was living in a friend's pool house. I had hit what most would consider rock bottom. But something remarkable happened in that pool house. While doing email work for a company that had previously helped me and my spa increase the revenue by 100% in a year, my host noticed my work ethic and he said, "You know what, Johannes, I have a friend who could use your services." When I met with this potential client, I was initially just copy-pasting emails, the bare minimum of what the job required. But then something clicked inside me. My natural success mindset began to resurface, and I asked myself the question that had always defined my entrepreneurial thinking. What can I do to make this easier for me and more powerful? This simple question led me to discover cold emailing tools when they were just emerging. Instead of manually sending emails, I built a system that multiplied my effectiveness exponentially. Crazy to remember this. I used a software called Sales Handy, and you will not believe me, but I've sent out 1,000 emails a day from one inbox with 2 links in the first email. The golden times. But within months, I was filling big e-com events with major clients like Adidas, Nike, Hugo Boss, and Ikea. I eventually landed clients like Allegro, the biggest online e-commerce marketplace in Europe, and even worked with the original godfather of marketing, Dr. Cialdini, the guy that wrote Influence. I became a consultant and mindset coach of Agency Velocity, the biggest mastermind for agencies in the world, where I'm training hundreds of agency owners every week. The transformation wasn't just in my external results. It was in how my mind operated. I had consciously rebuilt my natural success operating system after it had been completely overwritten by limiting code. Today, I'm going to share the exact protocol I used to restore my natural success mindset. The same protocol I've now used with countless clients to help them remove limiting beliefs installed decades ago and reclaim their authentic mental programming. This isn't theory, it's a proven system that transformed my life and business from near destruction to extraordinary success. Think about your journey so far through this course. You've identified how your natural success mindset operated before society installed its limiting code. You've recognized the specific moments when your original programming was overwritten. Now comes the most exciting part, the actual restoration. Can you imagine what it would feel like to permanently remove the limiting beliefs that have been holding you back for years, perhaps decades? To operate consistently from your natural success programming rather than the limiting code installed by others. Picture yourself approaching challenges with the same fearless creativity you had as a child, but now combined with your adult knowledge and experience. Imagine making decisions from a place of possibility rather than limitation. Consider how different your business and life would be if you consistently operated from your authentic success mindset rather than installed programming. What would happen if instead of fighting against your limiting beliefs every day, you simply didn't have them anymore? If the voice of doubt was replaced by the voice of your natural confidence and capability. This is exactly what's possible when you follow the restoration protocol I'm about to share with you. This isn't about forcing yourself through limitations or using willpower to overcome them temporarily. It's about systematically identifying and permanently removing the foreign code that's been masquerading as your authentic thoughts. Here's what happens when entrepreneurs try to achieve success without first restoring their natural mental programming. They find themselves in a perpetual struggle between what they consciously want to achieve and what their subconscious programming allows. This creates a grinding exhaustion as they try to force results that their mental operating system is programmed to resist. They experience what I call success ceiling syndrome, repeatedly approaching breakthrough moments only to be pulled back by invisible forces they can't even identify. It's like having a governor installed in your car engine that prevents it from exceeding a certain speed, no matter how hard you press the accelerator. They develop complex systems and strategies to compensate for what should be natural abilities, rather than operating from the authentic confidence, creativity, and resilience. They create elaborate workarounds for the limitations in their programming. Most painfully, they begin to accept their limitations as unchangeable aspects of their identity. They say things like, I'm just not good at sales, or I'm not the natural leader. Believing these are inherent traits rather than installed programs that can be removed. I see this pattern with nearly every entrepreneur I work with. They are not struggling because they lack ability, knowledge, or effort. They're struggling because they're trying to build success on top of corrupted mental programming instead of first restoring their natural success code. So you understand that this is the basic of everything here what we're talking about. They just push through it. Crowd will tell you that limitations are to overcome through sheer force will, and that you should ignore your fears and doubts and take action anyway. But they miss the fundamental truth that operating from your natural success programming doesn't require constant struggle against yourself. The mindset affirmation adherence suggests that repeatedly telling yourself positive statements will eventually override your limiting beliefs. Never addressing the root cause or providing a systematic approach to actually removing the foreign code. The strategy is everything believers insist that the right business tactics will create success regardless of your mental programming. Failing to recognize that corrupted programming will sabotage even the best strategies through subtle self-sabotage and unconscious resistance. Even well-meaning mentors might suggest that your limitations are just part of your personality, that you need to accept and work around rather than foreign programming that can be identified and removed. But they are all missing what I discovered through my own transformation and have now proven with countless clients. Your limiting beliefs aren't your natural state, and they can be systematically removed rather than just managed or pushed through. Here's what I've discovered about restoring your natural success programming. Your limiting beliefs aren't walls to break through. They are foreign programs to uninstall. The difference between struggle and flow isn't strategy. It's whether you're operating on your natural success code or insert limitations. You don't need new programming to succeed. You need to remove the code that's blocking your natural success operating system. Entrepreneurs don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they're running mental software designed for someone else's definition of success. The Restoration Protocol Framework. Let me share the exact protocol I used to restore my natural success programming, and the same protocol I've now used with countless clients to help them remove their limiting beliefs installed decades ago. First, the conscious separation protocol. The first and most crucial step in removing limiting code is creating separation between your authentic self and the installed programming. As long as you identify with your limiting beliefs as your thoughts, they remain impossible to remove. This process begins with a simple but powerful linguistic shift. Instead of, I'm not good enough to charge premium prices, say, someone installed a program in my mind that I'm not good enough to charge premium prices. You see the difference? This isn't just semantics, it's a neurological intervention that begins creating distance between your identity and the installed code. When I discovered Dr. Joe Dispenza's work and realized I was running on programming 95% of the time, This separation was my first breakthrough. I stopped saying, I think, and started saying, this programming is running. It was the beginning of my freedom. For each limiting belief you've identified, practice consciously separating it from your identity by clearly stating, who installed this program? When it was installed? Why it doesn't reflect your natural programming? Second, the Belief Archaeology protocol. Once you've created separation, the next step is to excavate the limiting beliefs to its original installation points. Most limiting beliefs are installed during specific emotional events that create strong neural pathways. This process involves identifying the earliest memory of when this belief was installed, recognizing the emotional state during the installation, fear, shame, embarrassment, understanding the context and reason for the installation. When I was rebuilding my natural success mindset, I traced each of my core limiting beliefs back to specific moments, many from childhood, some from my business partnership with the energy vampire, others from cultural programming about what's realistic, and I read others from relationships. But finding these origin points is crucial because it further proves these aren't your natural thoughts, they are specific programs installed at specific times by specific people or experiences. Third, the pattern interruption protocol. The next step is to interrupt the neural pattern that keeps the limiting belief active in your mind. This is where most approaches fail. They try to create new patterns without first disrupting the existing ones. The most effective pattern interruption involves physical state change, posture, movement, breathing pattern. Mental pattern break, unexpected question or perspective shift. Emotional state, transformation shifting from limitation to possibility. When I was restoring my own natural success mindset after my business collapsed, I developed a specific protocol. Physical, I would stand in what I call a power posture. Shoulders back, head high, like that. Mental, I would ask myself, what would I do if this limitation didn't exist? Emotional, I would intentionally access memories of past successes before the limiting belief was installed. This three-part interruption breaks the automatic neural firing that maintains the limiting belief, creating space for new programming. 4. The Success Memory Reconnection. Once you've created separation, identified the origin, and interrupted the pattern, the next step is reconnecting with your natural success programming through specific success memories. This involves identifying memories where you operated from your natural success mindset, fully embodying the emotional and mental state from those memories, recognizing the specific thought patterns and approaches that characterized your natural programming. For me, reconnecting with how I operated on the cruise ships was transformative. I remembered filling up theaters when everyone else was using small studios. I recalled naturally looking for leverage points instead of accepting conventional approaches. These weren't just pleasant memories. They were access points to my natural operating system, showing me exactly how my mind worked before limiting code was installed. 5. The conscious rewriting protocol. The final step is to consciously rewrite the limiting program with code aligned with your natural success mindset. This isn't about creating artificial positive thinking, it's about restoring your authentic programming. This process includes identifying what your natural thought would be before the limiting belief was installed, creating a clear, concise statement of this natural programming. Embedding this statement through multiple sensory channels, written, spoken, visualized. Taking immediate aligned action that reinforces this natural programming. When I was rebuilding my business after hitting rock bottom, I identified that my natural programming around business growth wasn't "this is hard and I'm not good enough," the install code. It was "what can I do to make this easier and more powerful?" My natural success approach. I wrote this natural programming statement down, recorded it myself saying it, visualized operating from this mindset, and most importantly, took immediate action, aligned with this natural approach. This wasn't affirmation, it was restoration. In this lesson, we've discovered the transformative power of the restoration protocol, the 5-step system from removing limiting code and reclaiming your natural success programming. You now understand the framework that will allow you to consciously separate from instant limitations, trace them to their origin, interrupt their patterns, reconnect with your natural success memories, and rewrite your programming. In our next lesson, I'll walk you through each step of this protocol in detail, sharing my personal experience of using it to transform from rock bottom to extraordinary success. You learn exactly how to implement each phase of the restoration process in your own life and business. Your journey to reclaim your natural success mindset is about to accelerate as we move from understanding the restoration framework to actually implementing it into your life. Looking forward to it, and I see you tomorrow.